What should be our biggest concern is this: the fact that many young people are turning to porn as their default sex educator. So the only effective antidote is to put pornography into right context so that young people understand that what they see is fantasy and doesn't represent healthy consensual relationships. Who should be the primary sex educator in Singapore? Is it the schools or is it parents? The Ministry of Education says parents are in charge. Their website says, as parents, you have a primary role in your child's sexuality education. No matter where they get their information from, you, the parent, are the best person to teach them what is right or wrong. Do parents actually live up to this role? No, they don't. AWARE's 2018 survey showed that 7 out of 10 youth did not talk to their parents about sex. A second survey with parents showed that parents knew or felt it was their responsibility to talk to their kids about sex, but only 50% of parents were comfortable to do so. So given that many parents don't know how to have frank discussions with their children, schools should then play a bigger role. What is MOE's stated approach to sex ed? This is what they say sex ed is about. Sexuality education in schools. Promote abstinence before marriage and teaches facts about contraception, consequences of casual sex, prevention of diseases, and how to say no to sexual advances. It's basically pretty much about abstinence. Is abstinence before marriage realistic in Singapore today, considering that people here tie the knot much later these days? 29 for women and 30 for men. So as part of the Gender Equality Review, I urge the government to initiate or support research to find out more about the sexual behavior and the sex ed needs of our youth today. So the youth have said the sex ed program is inadequate to focus on abstinence, risk, and disease. And the United Nations and the World Health Organization advocates for countries to provide comprehensive education, sex education, or what we call CSE, which go beyond abstinence-focused sex ed. Instead, CSE should focus on equipping young people with knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values that will empower them to realize their health, well-being, and dignity, to develop respectful social and sexual relationships, and that will enable them to consider how their choices affect their own well-being and that of others. They need to understand that this is protection for these young people for the rest of their lives. Research shows that curriculum that is focused on gender issues and power dynamics are 5 times more effective at reducing the rates of sexually transmitted infections and unintended pregnancy than curriculum that ignore gender. It must include peer pressure, bullying, harassment, and gender-based violence. And lastly, it must educate on the use of digital sexual communications and on the availability of porn. And parents who are not comfortable with their children going through a more comprehensive program should be given a chance to opt out. But they should not hold back the education of the next generation of kids. To implement CSE, we must invest in training CSE teachers who are able to adopt an empathetic, sensitive, and non-judgmental approach to sex education, who understand youth culture and are gender informed.